Hello everyone, this is Jared Cohen, the Digital Communications Manager in the Troon corporate office. One of the biggest things that people reach out to me about that have questions, concerns, looking for feedback is with Facebook ads. Facebook ads are constantly changing, Facebook's constantly updating what they do, and quite frankly, a lot of the questions that I get are just simply getting started, getting off the ground and running ads, not necessarily tips or things that work better than others, but just wanting to get things going. So that's what we're going to discuss here today. I'm going to start from basically square one on getting an ad going, creating one, and we'll go through the whole entire process of executing an ad. I'm creating an ad here as we speak, so you're going to follow along as I'm creating one with our partner, Troon Golf Vacations. We have 3 packages that we're currently running in our most recent email, and we're also running a Facebook campaign for those 3 as well, so you're going to follow along as I create that ad. So to first get things started, you'll want to go to this website. It is ads.facebook.com or facebook.com/business. It basically will take you to the same place. And this is the main overview of creating an ad from Facebook. There's actually a lot of really good tools that they provide, some blogs, some highlights, different things like that, success stories. So I would recommend you scrolling through this page because there are some interesting things to learn about. Obviously, that's not what we're going to do here today. Before we click this little button here on the top right that says create an ad, I want to make sure that you're logged in to your Facebook account. If your Facebook account is an admin for your club, then you will be able to make an ad for your club. If you're not an admin, you'll either want to log into someone who does have admin access, or want to make sure that someone who does have that access makes you an admin, because that's literally the only way you'll be able to make an ad is if admin access is granted on that page. So I'm currently logged in. I have access to the Troon accounts here. So now I'm going to go back to the Ads Manager page, and I'm going to create an ad, and that's going to take you to the Ads Manager page. Now that since you're logged in, you can see that I'm logged in at the top here. You'll be able to see your profile to make sure that you're logged in as well. So that's a way to check on that. You'll see what's your marketing objective. There's really only 2 options here that I have ever run with, that I have ever seen success with, really, and that is brand awareness and traffic. This is going to be a traffic ad. I think about 98% of the ads that you're going to want to run are traffic ads, because at the end of the day, with the Facebook ads that you're running, you're going to want to direct people to go somewhere, whether it's your website, to book tee times, to gain membership inquiries, things of that nature. The only way that the ad is going to run solely on getting paid per click and things of that nature is through traffic. Brand awareness is another one that I've run in the past. It can add people to get on your radar, whether it's adding through followers or likes, or to get people interacting with posts that aren't ordinarily interacting with them. That's what brand awareness is. I have run ads like that before. You'll get a lot more impressions, likes, comments, things of that nature with brand awareness posts, but that doesn't always lead to much in terms of directing people places. So that's why I like to run traffic just about every time. You'll see here, once we've opened up traffic, that it'll ask you to create a campaign name. It's going to ask us to name this ad multiple different times. I like to name it the same thing every single time it asks me to, just so I don't confuse myself. So this is for a Troon Golf Vacations ad. I'm doing TGV September, because this is our September campaign, and I'll hit continue. And sure enough, when you go to the next page, it asks you to name the page again, add set name. So I'll go again, TGV September, and so that way I keep myself organized, that everything that I do has the same name. Traffic. So here's the first thing that they ask us to do to decipher through. We're directing traffic to a website with this, not an app, not a messenger. You can drive ads through Facebook Messenger. I have not really experimented with that much. Haven't heard a lot of success stories about it, but our underlining theme here is we're directing people to our website. So we'll make sure that website is clicked right there. Next is an offer. We can drive more conversions by creating offers. It's a little pop-up that can happen within your ad. I have not done a lot with this, but I think it's a cool little add-on that might be worth exploring down the road. Next is a very important aspect of this ad, and this is finding out our audience. So the audience that I'm going to be directing in terms of location is in fact the entire United States. In fact, I'll include Canada as well with this one. The packages that we're going to be running are Arizona and one also for Palm Springs for this one in particular. So Canada is a feeder market to Arizona and Palm Springs, so we'll include them as well. For people that are looking to drive traffic to more specific areas, you could definitely do so. You can type in, Scottsdale, Arizona. You can type in, say, Chicago, Illinois, and you can really break it down. You can go to airport. You can go to all sorts of different locations. And then when you do that, say we do Chicago, it can do it based on the amount of radius around the city. So if we want it to be, very hyper targeted and we only want it to be, 10 miles around Chicago, we can have that window right there. If we want it to go 50 miles around Chicago, it'll really broaden the scope a lot more. We're not targeting just Chicago today, but if you wanted to target a specific city, it does give you the option to make it the radius around that city a certain amount of mileage, make it a circumference. So I'm going to X out of that for now. Make sure United States is back in there because that's who we're targeting. Okay, next, if we scroll down further, we'll see age demographic, 18 to 65. For this one in particular, I'm looking for ages that are looking to, make some travel plans, golf vacations. I normally start around 25, but it's your preference on the age. There's really no right or wrong answer. Sometimes you'll want to run ads that, if it's trying to relate to a certain demographic, maybe you make this maximum age a little younger, or maybe you make the minimum one a little bit older. It really depends, but I'm going to keep it pretty broad here, 25 to 65. I'm going men and women, but it does give you the option to target both. It gives you the option for languages too, if you want Spanish speaking or a different language. I don't normally mess with any of that. I keep that blank. Here's another really important aspect of it. So if I just kept it this broad, sure, if you look on this audience size, it seems pretty nice, 200 million people, but one of the biggest problems that you can run into when running a Facebook ad is if you target anyone under the sun, you're not likely to find the right people. Sometimes targeting and making this audience and potential reach smaller could lead you to connect with the right people on Facebook who will actually act on these ads that you're running. So that's why I get into some of this detailed targeting, which gives you the option to target certain demographics, people with certain interests. We can also have behaviors that people like to have, their jobs, are employed by certain places. So when I run these ads, almost 100% of the time it's golf related. So I have a lot of old ones that I've run here that I continue to do, but golf as an interest is one that has a lot of people that are interested in. I'll throw that in. Golf course, people that have interested in golf courses or interact with those. There's quite a bit of interest there. And then I'll really drive in the golf industry. Like I'll type in PGA Tour, I'll type in, say, even though Tiger's not playing right now currently, who knows if he'll ever play again, but he has a big following on Facebook, 5 million people. I'll type in Tiger Woods. Phil Mickelson has a good following on Facebook. I'll type him in. We want to make sure that we target men and women. So if there's a lot of women that are LPGA fans that are also golfers, I'll make sure to type in the LPGA. So I'm just typing in a lot of different interests that golf fans or people that play golf will want to get involved and see posts like this. I'll also type in major brands like Callaway, that the Callaway Golf Company. I'll make sure that they're included, or people that like Callaway is included. Maybe I'll type in some others that that people might find to have a big following with, like Titleist and Ping as well. And then the last one, I'll do publications like media outlets. So Golf Magazine, Golf Channel. Well, Golf Ball is a good one too. I'll throw that one in there. That's not a media outlet, but that's kind of what we're looking at. So Golf Channel, if you pull it, 2.5 million people like the Golf Channel on Facebook. So I'll type in Golf Channel, Golf Digest, Golf Magazine, and the list is endless. The other thing that I'd like to add in here is, you know, people like to travel. These are golf vacation packages. So vacation, if I could spell it right, vacations there. So I do that, add vacations as an interest or a hobby. I could add travel. That has a lot of people included as well. So I'll include those interests in addition to all the golf ones, just to make sure that we're also targeting those people as well. For you know, some people that are going to be tuning in to watch this are private clubs. There's also the option of country clubs. You know, country clubs is an option here as an interest that has a lot of a following as well. So you can type in that one to target certain people. Family. I know a lot of private clubs will look for the lifestyle aspect of trying to appeal to people. There's interest. Family is an interest there too. So that's one thing that you can also include. So detailed targeting, a very important aspect of it, because though it might lower our potential reach at the end of the day, it will target the people that we actually want to be targeting, and to get people to actually act on the ads that we're running. So that's one that I'm a big fan of, to make sure that we do as part of creating this ad. Not really anything that you have to do here with the ad connection types. What you can do is you can have people who like your page, or friends of people who like your page are the ones that we're targeting. But I normally don't. I just normally just leave this blank. It does give you the option to save the audience for future use. And if you do that, it'll help you in further ads that you do down the line. If you don't want to go through this whole process over and over again, you can save the audience and you can have it for next time. I'm not going to do that right now. I like to kind of change it up, but that's an option that you can do to make the process move a little quicker. This is another thing that I don't mess with at all. I want automatic placements for these ads, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram or the Audience Network, or even on Facebook Messenger. I just let Facebook and their algorithms do their thing. I don't need to edit and do anything on my own, because like it says here, removing placements may reduce the number of people you reach. Let's just let the computer do its thing. Now we get into payment. So when you create this profile for the first time, you'll likely not, if you're doing it for the first time, likely you haven't set up a credit card to have on file. That's something that you can do before we even get started, by coming up here and hitting billing and payment methods. However, you don't necessarily have to, because obviously if there's no card on file, at the very end of this process, it'll ask you for a credit card. I already have my card in on file, so I could just jump right in here and can get started with this ad. This one, I'm going to have it be a lifetime budget. A daily budget and a lifetime budget are two different things. Daily budget gives you the option of how much money you want to spend per day during the amount of time that it's running. Sometimes it's the type of thing where if this is a continuous ad, you have a daily budget that you're running. However, this is going to end. This ad is going to ultimately end at the end of the month. So it's going to be a lifetime budget. I'm going to make it $100. Going to run it. Today's September 7th. I'm going to run it for a few weeks. Sometimes less is more in terms of time when you look at this, and I'll show you why here in a second. Today's the 7th. I'm going to run this ad for 2 weeks. And if you look here, right now as we're looking at it, it says based on the amount of money in the daily results, this is the reach we're looking at, and this is the amount of link clicks, 12 to 73. That means that in the time frame of this 2-week span, based on the amount of money it'll spend per day, that's the amount that they're estimating of link clicks and the amount of reach. If I make this significantly shorter by a week, watch the top right corner, it'll jump up drastically from however it was 73 link clicks to the potential of 140. The reason for this is the way Facebook algorithms work. It's almost like a warp speed auction, where every time someone opens up their home page or reloads their home page, in that split second that it takes to load, there's the potential that a new ad pops up. And whoever, of all the people in the world, all the businesses in the world that are running Facebook ads at that time that are targeting you, the moment that page opens, whoever has the most money to work with in that moment will get that real estate, will get that page. So that's why sometimes if you're running a $100 campaign and you run it over a shorter amount of time, it's more likely to land on people's timelines, because in that little quick auction, quote unquote, like I mentioned, you have more money to work with because you have more of a daily budget with this $100. However, if I run it a week longer, there's the risk of it being significantly shorter because I might have less of a budget on a daily basis to work with. So I'm going to keep it at 2 weeks. I'll show you if I go to 3 weeks, that the max is 73. The max they're estimating is 52. So you'll see the money goes down and down and down, because over this 3 week span with a total of $100, my daily spend is significantly smaller than if it was for 2 weeks. So that's why I'm running it for the amount I am. I'd like it to run longer than 1 week, so I'll keep it at 2 weeks for the time being. The optimization for this ad delivery is link clicks. We want to drive people. We don't want our ad to be based on impressions. We don't want it to be based on unique people that view it. We want it based on people actually clicking the links to go to our website. So we'll keep it at link clicks. I like to keep this at automatic with the bid amount, so that way it helps get the most. If we do it manually, that goes back to with these manual placements. Sometimes we play against ourselves, and we don't want that to happen. And then I prefer to get charged based on link clicks as well when you get charged. Ads are running all the time. We don't want to keep it on a schedule. And then delivery type is standard. So nothing you really need to change here other than making sure that the link clicks are what is the driving force of your ad. And then we'll hit continue. Now we're getting into the content, and look, once again, we have to change the ad name. Don't know why they ask us to do this so many times, but we don't want to confuse ourselves. And there's that. This is going to be the Troon Golf Facebook page, and one thing I would certainly make sure that you do is make sure that your Instagram account is linked to your Facebook page, so that this ad can also run on Instagram as well. So if I go to Troon has my Troon Instagram is linked up. I'll run this promotion with just the Troon handle, so that way I can get Instagram involved as well. So for this one in particular, I'm going to run a carousel ad. And what a carousel ad is, if I scroll down here and show you what it looks like from a desktop point of view, you've seen these before. You can roll through multiple different photos, and it gives you options to spotlight many different things. In this case, we're going to be spotlighting 3 different vacation packages. So I'm going to run with this carousel ad. If you wanted to do a single image, you can do different things as well. If you have a video, highly recommend using videos with Facebook ads. You can also create a slideshow, which is up to 10, I believe it's 10 different images at once. And then there's this collection opportunity. I've never messed with that one. It's a new one. But I normally stick with either the video, the slideshow, or the carousel. And in this case, we're going to run the carousel ad today. And now we'll jump down. So this first text that you see here, it's the text that will come in underneath the post. So for this one in particular, we're targeting people to let them know that there are some great desert destinations for the fall and winter. Plan your next great golf vacation with Troon Golf Vacations. And it'll update for you so you can see a preview. And here it is. Great desert destinations. Probably doesn't all have to be capitalized, so I'll go back and adjust that. And I'll make it more exciting. Put an exclamation mark there at the end. So let's double check. Great desert destinations for the fall and winter. Plan your next great golf vacation with Troon Golf Vacations. All right, so there's the text that's going to go in. Keep it the website URL. That's the. We'll get to that in a second. And one thing that's cool is, as you're scrolling through this, what this will do is it'll give you the option to automatically show the best performing ones first. So if you're wanting to do, say, golf here, your restaurant here for number 2, maybe a membership for number 3, and say the restaurant is performing the best based on the ad that you're running, it'll automatically update your ad to have the restaurant go first instead of the golf one if it's performing better, because you almost want your ad to act on what's performing best, so it can automatically adjust. If you don't want that to happen, if you want to make sure that golf goes first, restaurant second, memberships third, then you uncheck this card so that it does not do that. And then I always like to have a card at the end of the profile that shows my profile page, and then you can see more at the website, which is going to be truandgolfvacations.com. So we'll keep that there, and I like to have the show the best performing first, so I'm going to check that back. Below here, you can add however many of these carousel ads that you want. It gives you, I don't even know how many. The most I've done is 6. I've seen some Nordstrom Rack ones that have up to 20. So it's really whatever your preference is. I only need 3 for this one though. So let's begin to put this thing together. Change the image. We'll upload an image to have. And first though, I'll go back. I'll take maybe a photo of one of those 3 courses and throw that. Whoop, that's the wrong page. There we go. So maybe I'll take a photo from one of those, where my photos are. So this one included True North. So I will take a photo, say from True North that I have. Choose it. And you'll begin to build a library over time here, and you can go back and choose a lot of different photos that you've used in the past, so you don't have to upload them every single time, but I'm going to upload all 3 of these for the time being. So there's you upload the first image, it'll automatically show there in the profile. This first headline is what shows up here where it says Troon Golf and Club. I'm going to change the name of this to the name of this package. All right, and then you can add a description. That's optional. I'm not going to do that because it would be way too long for this specific ad, but if you wanted to include the location, maybe you can put Arizona or something like that. So it gives some sort of, I don't know, description, if you will. That could only help. It can't hurt. It can only help. And then the next part, you see this Learn More button. The destination URL is right here. I'm going to go back to this package, and I'm going to copy and paste the URL. That way this button goes to that URL. If you go down here, there's a lot of different options that those buttons can entail. You can have no button, you can have all these different ones. I'm going to put book now because that'll show people that if I want to book this package, they can check it out or look at it by hitting that one. Another one, Learn More, is obviously a good one, and there's all sorts of different other options. I'm going to stick with book now for this one. Let's go to number 2. Number 2, you can use this arrow to scroll through it. Second package I'm running with is a Scottsdale Birdie package, which includes True North, Kierland, and Lookout Mountain, a lot of similar ones. So I'll change it up this time, and I'll copy this while I'm at it. Go back to the page, upload an image. This time we'll go Kierland. Roll with that one. Upload it. It's already checked. Confirm. You'll see here it'll preview for you, and you can use these arrows to scroll back and forth. Arrows. So there's the picture of Kierland. Description, I'll throw in Scottsdale. Maybe I'll go back here and type in go back like that and do that. So we've got Scottsdale, Arizona here. And then we go back and get the URL, make sure it's the correct one. Copy and paste it in the destination URL. All right, now that one's done. Make sure it loads correctly. And we'll do a third one. Third and final. This one is in Palm Springs. So we'll change the headline, select an image, love that shot. It is checked. Confirm. And then I'll add in Palm Springs. Go back to my URL that I want to include. And I'll make sure that's in the destination ID. The underlining URL that I'd like it to hit at the very end is this to basically to give the option to visit more packages at Troon Golf Vacations. So I'll go to the home page of TroonGolfVacations.com. I'll copy that link, and that's the See More button that I'll use at the very end. So I'll type that one in, and then once this preview loads, when you scroll to the end of the profile, it'll say see more at TroonGolfVacations.com. So and that's where I ultimately want them to go. So this is basically it here. We'll go back through, just make sure everything looks right. We'll scroll down once we're done. It talks about Facebook pixels here. That is something that I'm researching and trying to create, because if you put this pixel in place, it's a lot easier to track the people that are interacting with the ad that you're running, and maybe they could be a group of people that you target in the future. So it's worth looking into those as well. But I'm not going to mess with that here today, and some of these advanced options aren't worth looking into either. So that's basically it. I'll hit confirm. This is where if you don't have a credit card on file, it will ask you to put in that information. I already have mine in, so it's not going to ask me here. And then it'll say your items have been confirmed. You'll receive a notification after your ads are reviewed. So it's in reviewed right now. It does give you the option to duplicate an ad, to run it. Maybe if you want to target a different audience with the same ad, you can do that. Or if you want to schedule the same ad to run at a different time, you can do that as well. And here again is an option to set up the Facebook pixel, which is definitely recommended, but I'm not going to talk through that today. And then when you're done, hit continue, and you're all set. And if you want to go back and look at all the campaigns, or look at how your ad is performing now that you have this ads manager set up in real time, it will give you results. It'll show you link clicks, it'll show you the reach, the cost per click. I ideally like to have my cost per click anywhere from a maximum of 20 to 25 cents per click. Anything more than that, I'd like to see perform a little bit better. So that's kind of the parameter there with the cost per click on the traffic ads. And then the amount spent, once that's approved, it'll show $100 there. So, and then if you hit this campaigns tab, I can go back through and I can see all the ads that I've run in the past. It'll show all of them, and when the ad is done, it'll show as recently completed or completed. You can go back and see all these other ads for your further use. And if you have any questions about some of these numbers or analytics that it shows you at the end of the day, I'd be happy to go over them with you on what's good, what could be better, and how we can improve them going forward. You can email me at, before I stop here, if you want to go through this and you want to go through and check different things like the demographics that are being hit, or the placement, or the performance, it gives you that option there. If you want to preview the ad at some point, it gives you the option to do that with different looks. Here's what it'll look like on a cell phone. Here's what it'll look like on a desktop. It'll show you Instagram. Here's what it'll look like on Instagram. So So those are different views of what your ad is going to look like based on what we just set up. So again, if there's any extra questions for what I've talked about here today, please feel free to email me, jcohen, Jcohen, @troon.com. Happy to go over any of this with you. I hope this was helpful, and I hope we can continue to drive results with extra revenue towards our site using these great tactics from Facebook and some other social ad capabilities. Again, please email me if you have any questions, and hopefully this helped. Thanks a lot.